The people of Orange Beach, Alabama, tried to take matters into their own hands when it came to protecting themselves from the BP oil spill. They wanted to block off a key waterway, but the Coast Guard said no. Lizzie O'Leary joins us now with the mayor of that city. Lizzie?
Thanks, Margaret. I'm with Tony Kennon, the mayor of Orange Beach. And let's talk about Perdido Pass. This is this area we're looking over. For about 6 weeks, you guys had a dispute with the Coast Guard about trying to block off where the oil would come in. Explain to us what happened.
Well, essentially, 6 weeks ago, one of our employees, Philip West, came up with the idea of using dredge pipe. And we wanted to figure out how could we use it to block off the surface material coming through. And whether it was Coast Guard, Corps of Engineers, BP's brain trust, whatever, this just sat, never happened. Finally, a local engineering company, Thompson Engineering, took it, came up with a plan, and we finally got this approved the end of last week, I think it was.
So let me put one of the notes that we heard from the president last night to you. He said from the start the federal government has been in charge of the cleanup effort.
Right.
Does that track with what you've seen?
Not necessarily. I really don't see any effort of the federal government to help us. They've been a hindrance. OSHA has got our employees working 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. Not our employees, but contractors' employees.
To be fair, it's 112 degrees out there.
My employees are working 8 hours a day, and they don't work 15 on and 15 off. And they do more than 8 hours than this crew does in 2.5 days. Hey, this is the South. You know, you come down and you work in the heat. It's just part of the deal. If you can't handle it, you need to go back and let's get some folks to do. There's a lot of folks out there who are very happy to work in the heat.
You met with the president for about an hour when he came down here. You
Right.
heard him last night. Did he say the things you wanted to hear?
The meeting on Monday was nice. I felt like he was empathetic and he lent us here. Last night, I was very disappointed. I didn't see any fire in his eyes. I didn't feel any passion. I didn't see the grit in his crawl to attack this problem offshore and give specifics of how we're going to mobilize the world, as far as I'm concerned, and end the problem offshore. I don't want to hear anything else about cleanup. No one's doing me a favor to clean up our city. That's expected. What I want them to do is not let any more come near our city and do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Well, we're almost out of time, but specifically, what do you need? More skimmers, more boom, what?
Right, and I'm not out there, but from what I understand, I want every possible asset out there. There's no such thing as overkill. You can always send them back if you've got too much, but mobilize the world, attack the problem, napalm it, do whatever it takes, get rid of the dispersants, get it off the surface, and keep it out of our beaches and our backwaters.
All right, Mayor Kennon, thank you very much. And I should point out there are about $1 billion in tourist dollars that usually come here from Memorial to Labor Day. So that's what's at stake.